right, attention.
Welcome to Inside Naija Radio, a guide to radio broadcasting in Nigeria, featuring conversations with the finest presenters, programmers, and opinion leaders in the industry. Here's your host, on-air personality and project manager, Zibby.
Hello and welcome to Inside Naija Radio. My name is Zibby. This week we're speaking to an on-air personality who has done it all and a bit more. He's been on radio, TV, print, and even made a debut on the big screen. Started off as a senior staff reporter at the Sun newspaper, writing for the Daily Football Soccer Star. A producer and anchor with Sports Vision, appearing on Sportian TV on HiTV, first Pidgin TV sports show in Nigeria. Still at Sports Vision, went on to present the Sports Express show on Wazobia FM and Cool FM. Currently an on-air personality at Naija 102.7. He's also starred in a movie Superstar produced in 2015. This week, we're speaking with Godwin Aruwayo. Coming up. Hi, Godwin. Absolutely lovely to have you on Inside Naija Radio.
Thank you very much, Zibi.
So you've done print, you are on radio, you also on TV, and you've done some acting.
Yes.
That's an impressive resume, I need to say. What makes you different from every other broadcaster?
First of all, I'm a Pidgin broadcaster. There are not too many of us, so that makes me different already. So I'm different because I speak Pidgin, which is kind of like our unofficial lingua franca. They'll say it's English, but most people understand Pidgin. A lot of Nigerians understand Pidgin. So the fact that I'm one of the few that speak Pidgin both on radio and on TV whenever I'm there. I also speak English too, but
of course,
on radio now I speak Pidgin. I've been doing that for 10 years, so that makes me different. Secondly, people say my voice is unique because speaking Pidgin, it's very difficult to place me. You can't say he's a Wafarian, he's speaking Wafi Pidgin. You can't say he's speaking Yoruba Pidgin. You can't say he's speaking Hausa Pidgin. My Pidgin is general Nigerian Pidgin. If I don't tell you where I'm from, it's difficult to guess. You can't say I'm an Igbo guy, you can't say I'm a Wari guy, you can't say I'm a Yoruba person. That's one of the qualities that I know a lot of listeners and people have told me, God, your Pidgin is unique because we can't place you.
Okay.
That makes me different.
What is your recipe for success?
First of all, you have to believe in yourself, and then you have to shut out all the negative things people say about you. And people are saying not just about you, about how difficult it is to succeed. You know, they say that person will know get money something they cost for.
Okay.
Because you don't have money, that's why it's expensive for you.
Right.
All right, so you're only as good as the information you have. My recipe for success is, first of all, believe in yourself. There is nothing you can't achieve.
Okay.
If you put your mind to it, and then don't let anybody else tell you different. Of course, people can tell you this is the way not to go because they have experience and they know a better way. So you look at all the information around you and sift it and pick the ones that are important to your dream and your goal. But the first step is, if you don't even believe, don't even start, because nobody's going to do your believing for you.
Okay.
It's very funny that when you start believing and putting things in motion and people start seeing the success, they'll start coming close. Then they start believing you. It gets to a stage, they'll say, I think this is going to work. Everybody wants to identify with success, but nobody wants to be close to failure. So I'd rather attempt something big and fail than not try at all. So that's my recipe for success, is believe always that you can achieve something and then start. You will always get somebody to support you eventually.
Okay.
But if you don't even start, how do you, like a wise man said, I don't know who said it, but I love it a lot. They say you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Absolutely. So tell us about a typical day in the life of Godwin.
Well, Godwin is a broadcaster. I'm an on-air personality. So a typical day is I wake up, I prepare for my show, I get on the road, and when I get to the studio, it's a 5-hour show. There are different things to do different days. So typical days, when I wake up, the first thing I tell myself is, you are awake, it's another day. After thanking God, what comes to my mind is, there are people who are waiting, whose only desire is to hear your voice today. Okay. And then there are issues in the country and around the world, and they are waiting for your opinion. What are you going to say regarding this? So when I wake up, I say my prayers, I just quickly browse through the newspapers, both foreign and local news channels and all that, to know what's going on in my environment, in the world and all that. And then I pick one or two of the major issues, and then what's my opinion on this? How would I react to this story and that? Because people out there already know these things exist, so they want to hear what I have to say. Okay. So the fact that I have a platform where I can go and talk every day and people listen to me, and they want to hear what I have to say, it's very big. I'm making a difference in the lives of people. I might not be giving them money physically, but I'm giving them happiness, I'm giving them joy, I'm giving them belief, They want to hear my voice. And nothing beats that, knowing that there are thousands and thousands, probably millions of people in a city waiting to hear your voice. You tell them something, they just want to hear your opinion. I go to social media, Instagram, Twitter, we check what's going on there, because a lot of things to go on there and all that, trending topics and all that. There are a lot of people hurting out there, there are a lot of people unhappy. So I also try to leave somebody with a bit of hope, raise somebody's spirit. And then by the time my show is over, I beat my chest and say, I did the best I could today, and on to the next one. Tomorrow can be better. That's my day. And then when I go home, I make sure I make out a bit of time to play with my kids, of course, and all that, and then spend some quality family time.
What are some of the challenges that you've probably encountered moving from print to TV and radio?
Challenges, yes. When I left print, my first job on radio was 18,000 naira less than what I was earning in print.
Oh, you took a pay cut.
I took a pay cut. I was doing both, but at the point it kept clashing because I was resuming late in my print job, and on radio the radio guys were complaining I was leaving too early. So at the point I had to make a choice, and what I was being offered on radio then was because nobody was doing this Pidgin thing. It just started barely a year, and so they were like, what you're going to be doing now, the aspect you'll be handling, daily Pidgin sports show. Nobody does it, so we don't even know it will sell. We don't know Nigerians like it, so you have to give it your all and be 100% here. We can't have you swapping between print and radio. So, and then that's why they weren't paying me well.
Right.
Because they weren't sure sponsors were going to come. So why should we be paying you money for something nobody has tried before? So, but when I looked at it, I knew radio was a better option. I knew what I was doing was going to grow bigger and earn me more money eventually. So I had to let go that aspect of it, the money aspect of it, to take a pay cut, to do it, to create a name for myself, carve a niche, so that eventually I'll reap the benefits. And I can tell you 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, it was the best decision I made.
Wow.
I'm proud of some records I created. I mean, first person to present Daily Pidgin Sports Show on radio.
That's amazing.
First person to present TV sports show in Pidgin. First person to go on the air and present a show on Naija FM. So there are records like that.
Naija FM's first voice.
Yes, that's where the name First Voice came from. Because first person to go on the air, open the station, presented the first show for a whole week. I was the only one on air going. Wow. Before others came and all that. So I'm kind of a pace setter,
Yes, indeed. Coming up,
the former government sent DSS to threaten me twice.
Wow.
Yes, they threatened me.
Let's go.
This podcast is brought to you from thezibishow.com. The Zibi Show, life, media, and more.
You've been in the media industry for a while. Has the industry changed positively and negatively?
Well, positively, broadcasters are more popular now. Broadcasters are making more money from endorsements, from brands. And then with the coming of social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, broadcasters now have more face. You can see them online. And then brands come to meet you and say, I see that you have a bit of a following on Twitter and Instagram. Can you help me tweet about my product? I'll pay a certain amount of money. There was a time a group, Spirit of Lagos, they wanted to sign ambassadors. They had ambassadors from rappers, M.I. and some people. They said, look, these guys are too expensive. We can use broadcasters. So they wanted to pick 5 broadcasters in Lagos. And I was one of the 5 they picked. Based on our following on Twitter and Instagram and everything. We're ambassadors for them at a point. So I've had organizations come to meet me, just tweet about my product for 3 times a week for a month. We'll pay you a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Broadcasters make more money now other than your salaries. They are more popular now. I walk into somewhere and I introduce myself. Oh, you're this person. There's these broadcasters are celebrities now and all this stuff. So it's changed. But the aspect of the broadcasting that I don't like, it's the fact that the people who do the policies and the rules and all this stuff, a lot of them are still living in the 19th or 18th century. Some of the rules and the laws that govern our broadcast industry today are outdated, they are archaic, they should be changed. In the situation whereby you're in a country where they say you're not a personality, a broadcaster, you can't give your own opinion on certain issues, sensitive issues when it has to do with government officials and all that. There should be some freedom, leeway to be able to say, okay, this is what I feel. But the muzzle of we can't hype products, we can't give our opinions, we can't do. So we're basically there playing good music, giving entertainment gist and all that. And that shouldn't just be all about broadcasting. Broadcasting should be, people trust us, so we should be objective, I know, but giving some freedom to talk. But And of course, I've been threatened a couple of times.
Oh, you received those letters?
The former government sent, not the letters is, the former government sent DSS to threaten me twice.
Wow.
Yes, they threatened me. I've been threatened by the DSS twice. I've been currently, I have a suspended 500,000 naira fine on my head. That if I misbehave again, because I gave my opinion on an issue of national relevance, that I said, okay, I don't think this politician should be acting this way because he's a public servant. There's a certain level of behavior we require, and they said I shouldn't give my opinion. And so I was fined 500,000 naira, suspended, that if I do it again. So right now, if you ask me to talk about one national issue, I'll tell you, I plead the fifth, like Americans would say.
To be on the safe side. It does seem like, you're being stifled. Yes,
of course, we're being stifled. That one is not, they've been stifling us for years. They tell us, don't say this, don't do this, don't do that. A brand cannot come and tell me now, Godwin on air, hype this product. NBC said, I don't know who makes such words. I don't understand. So that's the part of broadcasting in Nigeria that I don't like. The other aspect of it is the little you do, and if you do it very well, the listeners out there love you. Brands come to meet you to do other things for them away from the radio or TV, whatever. You use your social media also. You have a huge following on social media because people know, hear your voice on radio. They want to follow you, get personal. So you build your following on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all those things bring in money eventually. Yeah. And then also we have broadcasters hosting shows now, doing all that kind of things. So it gives you name, it gives you a face. Even your family, people respect you. They say, yeah, this one is, you live in an estate. Oh, that's the Godwin of Nigeria FM. Yeah, people look at you a certain way that, yeah, you're a responsible person. Law enforcement agents also respect you. You go to the police station, somebody has a case. Yeah, my name is so person. Oh, really? They look at you in a certain way. Okay. So those are the benefits that come from doing this job.
What are the top 3 life lessons that you've learned from being on radio that you can apply to other parts of your life?
3 life lessons from being on radio. Number 1, you have to be careful what comes out of your mouth. If you knew the kind of power you had as an on-air personality, you'll be careful what you say. So one of the lessons I've learned in life is, if you're in front of a microphone, there are people whose life and a lot of things depend on what you say. So you have to be very careful at every point. Watch what you say. You don't know who you might be talking to. Okay. That's one of the lessons I've learned being on radio. Secondly, I've also learned that people love the truth. Listeners know when you're saying the truth, when you're being real. Listeners know when you're not being real. They know what's happening out there. They've seen the issue. When you're talking about it and you're trying to be diplomatic and you're not saying it the way you should say it, they already know. You lose credibility. Okay. So in as much as you're trying to be careful not to say the wrong thing to hurt somebody else, people also need to know that you're a real person, you're not fake. Yes. So one of the lessons I've learned in life is, number 1, be careful what you say. You don't know who you're talking to. Secondly, and when you're saying something concerning national issues, be yourself, And then the third one is that third life lessons that I've learned being on radio is that things are not always as they seem. You're on radio all the time, people think you're a millionaire. So people assume that you make much more than you actually earn, which is not true. So people ask you for money all the time, want you to do. So your family members and friends and loved ones want you to do things that you can't even afford. You wonder, where did they get the idea that I have this kind of money? So I've learned in life that things are not always as they seem. Somebody might be driving a flashy car, but you don't know what's going through. You don't even know how you got the car. And so the 3 life lessons I've learned, those are the 3 life lessons. Things are not always what they seem. You are responsible for whatever you say. People are listening to you. And thirdly, be yourself at every point in time.
What advice would you give an on-air talent hoping to, get on radio, hoping to get the attention of a program director of a station?
First of all, if you are looking to make money when you're entering the radio from the beginning, you're looking at the wrong job. Go and work in Shell or Chevron or Mobil. If money is the reason you want to do this job, you're in the wrong place. Do we make money? Yes. Recently I checked my account and I was like, where did all this money come from? The money that has passed through, the truth is we make money, good living. Initially entering is not what you think. The money is not what you will be expecting. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking you want to go on radio because you want to be popular and make all the money and drive the big car and all that, you're in the wrong job, really. So the advice I would give to any young person is, you can make a lot of millions from this job, fine, but you don't get it at the beginning. You have to earn it. Yes. You work hard, you make your name, earn your reputation, people now believe you, they now trust you. When people believe what you say on the air, when they trust you, when they trust your judgment, they will follow you on social media. When they follow you on social media, your following increases. Brands will notice that people are liking you. They will that's when the money starts coming in. But you have to build a name and your reputation. I'll give you an instance. My first radio job, my salary was 20,000 naira. Sorry, it wasn't a salary, it was an allowance. I was told they won't pay us salaries until we get sponsorship for our show. And I did that show for 8 months without salary. I was on 20,000 naira allowance so I could pay transport from my house too. The funny enough, I had a car while I was working in newspaper. So I was using that 20,000 naira to fuel the car every month to go to the office to create a platform and a name and a brand that nobody will be able to replicate so that I could make money. 8 months down the line, the brand started earning the same amount of money that the biggest sports show on radio was earning. That sports show on radio was already 10 years old. My show was 8 months old, started earning the same figure that show earned because I put in a lot of work and in 8 months I achieved what people achieved in 10 years. And then the money started coming in at that point. And then I kept doing it and I felt I needed a big challenge, and then I was poached also. I got a bigger offer. I moved to another station. But I had to start gradually. You might be lucky to get into a radio station that pays you the big bucks. It's not impossible, but just know that this job is not something you enter from the beginning and say you want to become a millionaire instantly. You work your way, and it might not take you too long, but your reputation is key. Your following, how much trust do people have in you, and all that. That's what's going to determine how big you become. And then your greatest satisfaction should come from the fact that you had the opportunity to talk to people every day and affect their lives. That should be your satisfaction. But money comes afterwards.
All right, thank you so much, Godwin Aruwayo. Let's go. Great conversation with Godwin Aruwayo on Naija FM 102.7's Best Voice. For all links and contact information, you will have all this on the website, thezibishow.com. See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Inside Naija Radio. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, TuneIn, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcasts. For all links and contact information, please visit thezibishow.com.